You ran away from your home.
That was after my higher secondary. I ran away from home to do art.
Your parents were not in this background. So, what made you feel that art is the calling for you?
Not that exactly my parents were against that. The issue was a very complicated situation.
You are fond of doing those watercolors. You have done in acrylics also. Now, like we can say, a Van Gogh sitting in front of me.
Last year, I could not believe the biggest gathering of faith in this universe. What unity, what harmony.
So, what was your thought process?
See, my idea is to transform anything, everything into a piece of art. The way you have dressed up is art. The way I'm sitting is art. The way you do your house, that is art.
Coming to one controversial question, you married to another very, very successful artist, and she is as equal to you. Ambani's wedding also, her art form was worn in lehengas. Do you ever think that my better half is going better than me? So pull up my socks, or some male chauvinistic ideas come to you?
You may not know, we have 8 artists in the family.
Does she influences you in your painting?
Not really, because if you see her painting and her uncle and their painting,
They're a
it's like
different
a
genre.
completely different school
Different
and
school,
different
yeah.
style. This tree, she looks it so differently. I look it so differently. My world is only that. What she is doing is her world is that. We are like child, we are completely immersed in our own world.
Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Moon Chattaraj. I'm a dentist by profession, but again today it's beyond the scrubs, so I'm talking something beyond dentistry. And today we have a very, very interesting person as a guest with us, and he is Padma Shri awardee. He is a person who is accolades with many, many awards, and he is not even a small word to say that the praises are enough for him. We can say that he is a Michelangelo, he can be Van Gogh, or he is just the next of MF Hussain of India. So he is none other than our Mr. Paresh Maity. So welcome, Pareshda.
Thank you very much, Dr. Moon, to be here today, this morning. I'm really privileged and honored to talk to you.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much. It's a great honor and privilege for me.
Parishda, let's start talking about you. We really want to know you, and you are absolutely an inspiration for all the artists at present, because sometimes you are an impressionist, sometimes you are a perfect blend of artist of the nature, sometimes you are artist of expression, and especially the last work I think the Seema Art Gallery had, where you had depicted Rabindranath Tagore's
Last 14 poems,
14 poems.
Yeah, I
of his
translated into
translated,
my watercolor.
Yes, in your watercolor. That is so amazing. You are absolutely creative in nature from your childhood, but your childhood is a very, very humble background, and many people doesn't know that Porishda, being Porishda, who is a god of artistry, was not born as a god of artistry. He was a very, very humble background, and he was there in Tomluk. He was born in Tomluk, which is in district in West Bengal. And the journey starts from there. What I heard about you, that you ran away from your home.
That was much later. That was after my higher secondary. I ran away from home to do art. But yes, I was born and brought up in Tamluk, which is about 100 kilometers from here. Tamluk, it was subdivision those days. Now it's a district. As you know, East Midnapur district, Tamluk, which was originally Tambralipto and very, very historical place. So running away is after my higher secondary.
And what I had gathered an information about you, that you had a very humble childhood upbringing, and you used to make the terracotta clays,
Correct.
and you used to sell those
Clay
in the
toys, clay
clay
toys,
toys, sell that in the
village
market,
fair,
village
village
fair,
fair,
and get money, and out of that you did your education. That is so
education, and also,
amazing.
supporting my art.
Going back to that those days when your parents were quite against of you for this art and thing, what made you completely, because your parents were not in this background, so what made you feel that art is the calling for you?
See, at the age of 7, when I saw the artisans were making the Durga idols, just before Durga Puja, that's the oldest Durga Puja in Tamluk. Our house is very close by. Uh, I that very day I realized that that is one thing, something. I think I will continue that. But not that exactly my parents were against that. The issue was a very complicated situation. I don't know how and what it was, the God's plan and decision. And I, from my Pathshala, then I got admission in Hamilton High School, which is one of the oldest school in India. It was established 1852 by Charles Hamilton. That was the biggest school in Midnapur district. So Khudiram Bose and many important people, they studied there. All the elite children, they used to study in that school. So I don't know how I got admission in that school after my Pathshala. And those days, I'm talking about 80s, early 80s, I'm telling you. So 1981, I did my first, what you call it, the matriculation exam. Those days, to get 60% marks,
That was a very big thing.
very big thing.
Very big thing.
And today's time that they get 100 out of 100
Yes.
in all subject.
Yes.
But our time, our batch was 81. The first batch got 6 first division. So I was the first division, one of them, with the later marks, without studying. But I had a photographic. I still have a photographic memory, and never attentive in my studies. So that was a disaster. That was disaster not from my parents. My mother was not very, into all that. Out of 6 siblings, so father used to do the government service, a clerk. He was very popular in the office. So everybody used to call him Sochida. So, and they used to call also Kaka. He said, Kaka, your son has got first division. So he has to go for medical or engineering. So that was the disaster.
Yes.
So, and that disaster went to my father's head. And so they were constantly, poking him. And he, those days, we could not really talk anything to our parents. Those days system. Now the children, they talk to the parents,
Yes.
and they
They
really
dictate.
they dictate. Those days it was very, very different.
Yes.
And but when I did that matriculation, I was very, very clear I will do art. So I did that, but my mind was full and soul was into art. I used to do large watercolor, full sheet watercolor, 22 by 30 inches, which was almost the biggest size of watercolor in the world, even when I was in class 10th. So then, no option. I quietly came to Calcutta. I sat for government art college, admission test. I was qualified, but then because of their pressure, my father and his colleagues pressure, that I could not get admission. So then I had to continue in the Hamilton High School, higher secondary, because that will make you to sit for a joint entrance
exam,
either medical or engineering. But I was mentally completely prepared. And as you know, if you talk something to your children or anybody, they go against. So because they were wanting me to do that, so my mind was working against that. And I was completely focused. My vision was very clear. I was not at all attentive in my studies at all. But in spite of that, I finished, higher secondary, and then three successive day, my father said that if you wish to do anything on your own, you can go out from the house. So I said, I was quiet. I never, answered back. I, I do what I want to do quietly. So one very day, I said, "Chalo, leave. Let's leave the house." So I wrote a letter, came to Howrah station to Kalka mail, ticket, sat in the general compartment and went to Delhi. That was uh, 1983.
My God. So, can we say, because I could see there, because you have worked in mixed media also, you have worked in everything, but you are fond of doing those watercolors, you have done in acrylics also, but now the recent paintings I could see, especially your the Dull Lake painting and Kashmir painting and few paintings of
Mahakum, I did
Mahakum.
recent large
can
45-bit
can
painting of
we
Mo.
say that it is like an impressionist painting, so it is going, like we can say, another a Van Gogh sitting in front of me,
So
so
this last luminous terrain, it was all 7 terrains of like it was Varanasi, then Mahakumbh was the new subject because the last Mahakumbh when I went last year, I could not believe the biggest gathering of faith in this universe. What unity, what harmony, what beauty. Because as an artist, I always search for beauty and aesthetics. Rajasthan, where I have been going last 36 years, like Varanasi, I have been more than 100 times from 1984. Uh, then Madhya Pradesh, there's one place called Maihar, which is a very famous place for Indian classical music, where Baba Alauddin Khan, Pandit Ravi Shankar, Pannalal Ghosh, they all used to be there. As you know, the Ravi Shankar was the disciple of, you know, Baba Alauddin Khan, and his daughter was the first wife of Pandit Ravi Shankar. So there, that is another place. The new addition came to me, that was the Dal Lake. So when I started going to Kashmir, Dal Lake, I could not believe this is real the paradise on earth. How beauty, how tranquil, how amazing. And the two places I go outside India, that is Venice and south of France and France. So 7 terrains where I wanted to capture the light, the moment, and the impressions. So all the paintings were landscapes and very, very impressionist way.
yes, they were
This
all
exhibition,
impressionist,
well,
absolutely.
like Monet,
Yes,
uh, Alfred Sisley
yes.
to Camille Corot, that kind of
Yeah.
paintings.
So,
So
being an artist, because I have, if I go through different artists like Jogin Chaudhary, uh, like Joginda, he has a typical art form. Like Jamini Roy, he has a typical art form. But you have not restricted yourself in a typical art form for yourself to say that no, this is Paresh Maity is going to do only this. So you have explode yourself in different areas, in different, be it sculpture, be it installations, be it anything where those artists have not. So what inspired you, what thought you have? Do you not want to make yourself like, no, this art form, oh, this is Paresh Maity, anyone will come and say, but it is not like that, because you have made yourself in varied places and varied genre. So, what was your thought process?
see, my idea is to transform anything, everything into a piece of art. Because I have realized that life is art, art is life. The way you have dressed up is art. The way I'm sitting is art. The way you do your house, that is art. Everything is art. You go back to centuries, any civilization, Indus Valley civilization or Mesopotamia or Greek or Harappa, Mohenjo-daro. What exists? Art and culture.
Absolutely.
When you see that this place is so rich, this house is, when you see the art, that is our virasat, that is our heritage. Without that, you are not no existence. You are, I understand that the beauty, everything through art and culture. So my concept is to transform anything into a piece of art. So I have broken the barrier to make everything into a piece of art. So it can be landscape, it can be watercolor, it can be acrylic, it can be oil,
So
can
you
be mixed
always
media.
surprise.
Yeah, and sculpture, mixed media installation, photograph, filming also. So because as I told you, why? But one very interesting thing, everybody will tell, anybody will tell, even a child will say, without my signature, it is his art. Because two things is very dominant in my art. What is color,
Color.
and second is
Absolutely.
light. So through that, and it gives a very very positive and very very optimistic feeling. So through that, people will understand that is his art. So there is a signature, but not the typical style. So like in this last 93rd solo exhibition in Delhi Bikaner House, uh, organized by Art Alive Gallery, that people, they were expecting maybe some kind of preconceived ideas that he will do, but it was completely out of the box. It was completely landscapes and the beauties of 5 terrains in India and 2 terrains of, one is Venice, one is south of France, with a very very impressionistic way. Again, I am trying to do something very different because I believe, what is reality of life? Time is changing, that is the reality of life.
So you mold yourself.
So it is very spontaneous, not that I mold myself.
It just
Though
comes out.
those things are molding me, they are haunting me. It is a very spontaneous process. I don't try deliberate anything.
What do you think, Porishta, about like world art? There are a genre which is Indian art has not. I don't think many of the artists has done that in India. That worldwide many artists do is hyper realistic art.
Mhm.
And do you think that that has a sheer value or on the art form what you do, or does it have that kind of platform? Because it absolutely looks like a photograph, a hyper realistic art. It is very difficult to make, I understand that, but it looks exactly like a photograph. So one cannot, like Marco Grassi is there, he's a biggest name in that. But do you think that they are as in the same pedestal as Paresh Maity?
See, it is a very, art is very subjective. But yes, what you said, that hyper realistic art, today's time, the artists, what we call it, contemporary artists, their thinking is very different. Because our contemporary art is very, very young. Before that, we had the tradition of miniature art, folk art, and all that, which is very, very powerful. I think no art ism will be that powerful. Our uh, folk art or our miniature art. That's so powerful, so beautiful, so rich. But contemporary art, because the world is today is a global village, they always see what is happening. And I think that doing that kind of art might take long time and might go into deeper and deeper in details. There are two things, maybe they are thinking that doing that kind of thing may be kind of not correct in today's time, or also second thing, I think that you have to devote a lot of time, maybe because now the world is very fast,
Very
everything is
fast.
very very shortcut. People are completely motivated into shortcut. Imagine earlier days, one letter somebody would write and thinking, maybe written 2 lines and thinking, coming back after maybe some lovers, some feelings, maybe take 5 days to write and complete a letter with a beautiful emotion and love. Today's time, in few seconds, they both hand they type, and it gone in few seconds. Some
Yes,
messages and letter.
absolutely.
So maybe because of that. But yes, there are some places, even today's time in China, Russia, there are a lot of artists. They practice that so much in detail and so much of hyper realistic work. And
Might be
sometimes
the because this was the culture of that time when photograph was not in
maybe
there.
because that
They
that
used to
might
do
be
live arts, and
that
from
might
there
be
it came the hyper
yeah,
realistic and hyper realistic art.
that might be an example of whatever you said just now exactly, that they believe, maybe some artists believe that today such wonderful instrument is their camera. They can
Yes,
capture with the megapixel every
exactly.
dot, everything. What should we do? Why should we do this? So in fact, even doing a portrait of somebody or in this, I think they try to avoid, because maybe that is a reason, but I don't know exactly.
So now coming to the business, art is also a part in the business because arts are priceless, they are auctioned, and naming your paintings, they are sold in crores in Sotheby's, in different auction houses. So what do you think where the art business is going?
See, art is first the emotional investment. When you listen to a beautiful music of Lata Mangeshkar or Asha Bhosle or Manna De, that simply an emotion. It's a feeling. Now, the business has come in today's time. That's a different thing. See, one is you are worshipping Saraswati, and another way is a Lakshmi. And they don't go along together, although they are two sisters. So in my case, I would say that I worship Saraswati. I left everything in life to do art. I paint for art's sake. I do art for art's sake. I never think of, even today, when somebody asks me, do a commission work, I will surprise to do, I don't take any advance or anything. I say, let me do my art first. Don't mix up. So if something comes, it's a bonus. Because to survive or to support your own art and new experiment and new sculpture, you need materials, you need that. But that is not the first criteria of an artist. It should be, you think of the artists those days, Picasso, Monet, Chagall, they painted just the love of art. There are artists, Van Gogh, you were talking about Van Gogh. He had no money, he died without selling a single painting.
Absolutely. And when he was not there, after that, Van Gogh was like
See, that's the,
priceless.
even our another artist, Gaitonde.
Yes.
For his funeral, there was no money. That friends together and did the funeral. And today you see the Gaitonde's painting. It's so expensive. That is the irony of life for an artist. When they die, their value goes high. That's very, very funny.
But it's not for you, Parishda.
It's
It's
a
not
God's
for you.
blessings, God's blessings, but I don't know.
Because your paintings are always sought after. Do you ever think that might be some big industrialist or someone, political person who wants an art from you and they commission you and you do not have the right sync with that art form, still you have to do for that? Have you ever experienced it?
That in that cases I don't do.
Okay.
I don't do. See, if something I have to do which is not, I observe what I am. It's a different language. I always say that this is not my cup of tea, and better to ask someone else, because why to uh, discover unknown territory. Of course, in my art, I want to discover everyday unknown territory. I come across with the challenge. But if somebody says, this, that, then it becomes very complicated. Like better, I would say that I am giving you the brush and the palette and canvas. Why don't you paint? Instead of asking me.
So
So
I understand you paint for yourself. And coming to one controversial question, I don't know how you will answer that, because you married to another very, very successful artist,
yes,
and she is another lady with lot of accolades, and she is as equal to you. So do you ever have that male chauvinistic thing inside you, ever inside you, that she is going ahead of me, or she is little more famous, or her paintings are much more asked and sorted for, because she has a very different art form? Because in Ambani's wedding also, her art form was worn in lehengas, and it's globally, it has gone across for that, because that was the first time that art form came in the garment, and she did that in a canvas. So it was beautiful when I was reading those articles. So do you ever think that my better half is going better than me, so let I have to pull up my socks, or some male chauvinistic ideas come to you?
you may not know we have 8 artists in the family. Not
Yes, I
only not
know.
only her. We are 8 of us. So
Yes.
just imagine we are like a group of artists. Her uncle Shakti Barman, his
Yes.
wife Maite Deltile, their daughter Maya, her nephew, my nephew, our son is a well-known photographer. You know, none of us are thinking anything of others' art. We are with our own
Thought process.
thought process and own our own world.
Does she influences you in your painting?
Not really, because if you see her painting and her uncle and their painting,
They're a
it's like
different
a
genre. Yes.
completely different school
Different
and
school.
different
Yeah.
style. My art is very, very different.
Very
Although
different.
we all eat and live in same place, we are there. So we don't even interfere. We don't even think of anybody's anything personal. We don't even talk
So
and
in
discuss.
in in her journey of art, how much is your contribution as a husband to
That you have to ask
inspire?
her. I cannot tell you that because you really, you won't believe, we never come across that such a, incident that we are, because it's a so different world that this tree, she looks it so differently, I look it so differently, and except like my art, my world is only that. What she is doing is her world is that. What uncle is doing, so we are like child, we are completely must in our own world.
That's
Yeah, we are
fantastic.
completely,
Because nowadays you see
no, no,
people
no,
of
no,
same profession,
no, no,
they one
no,
point of time they don't get along
no, no,
because of
no,
the
we
egos
are
and everything.
not at all. We don't even, I'm telling you, we are so involved with our own world and own thing. We don't even do all this. We have no time to think of all that.
That
That
is
what,
so amazing. That is
yeah,
so
so that's
amazing,
what she is doing.
Parishta.
And like this morning, we are talking. She has gone to Jaipur. I have come here. So we are talking something, different. So I know, so I have this interview, this, that thing and work. She is doing something. She said, I saw something, this. And the very interesting thing, we appreciate same thing.
Same thing. That is so
Like when we
important.
go out, we appreciate, or let's say a cloth or a something, we appreciate both very similar taste we have. But we never come across, none of us. And you have to see when all of us are together, what discussion we have. That one has to, that if you see, you will laugh and laugh. We were like discussing like a child. We were discussing like this, that, and all sorts of very interesting and humorous thing. So we don't even, you know, go into anybody's territory, and we don't even think of all this. That this one is Eric, this one is this. Even, and very interestingly, none of us we know each other's price. You're surprised to know that. Because what Shakti Barman is. Kaku is doing what Kakima is doing. We meet, we are dining together, we are talking, But what they are doing, we might say that, that painting, that one was asking, that went in auction, but that's it. Um, but yes, when they say that, we say, oh, this painting is unbelievable. But we never come into a very critical analysis and all that.
So
We do
it's a
with
very
very
healthy
healthy, very healthy
atmosphere
atmosphere.
to push each
Yes.
other and be
Yeah,
united and
united.
grow,
Yes.
which is very difficult as a Bengali
No, no,
mentality,
no,
what
no.
they say.
No
But
idea like that. We we go to, like, just now I came back last week. I was in Venice. She couldn't come. Our son and daughter-in-law. She's a foreigner. We went to see an very important, famous fashion designers, and we could not believe that uh, Rizwan Norton. He used to come to Calcutta and he used to get things from Calcutta. So we discussed that deeper things, that how somebody from France global platform was going to Calcutta and getting inspiration and getting things made here. We go and talk those kind of things. We are not into, with this. Not at all.
so, coming out of the controversy, as we see, Parishda, that recently Met Gala, we have seen that Raja Ravi Verma's painting was over there, and they're all inscribed in garments. So, art is not in a painting form anymore. So it is now going to people's garments. It is now going to in a different sets. So would you ever think that your art form you want to do something like that?
It has been there centuries.
Yes,
It has been there for ages. We
I
have,
know kalamkari and those
it's
kind
not
of,
exposed.
it's not
It's
exposed.
not exposed. That, because remember one thing I will tell you. Let's say milk and transformation, milk, curd, paneer, mishti doi and all kinds of things, cheese. So it's a different transformation of art, and interacting with that, imposing into garments, inputting, it was always there. It is not a very new thing. But in today's thing, because of the social media and all
Media,
this, you
exactly.
see everywhere. Like my art has been used for many things. Like last year in Cannes Film Festival, me and Shalini, that very well-known designer from Bay. So he transformed my art into Shalini's gown, Shalini Pasi's gown in red carpet in Cannes Film Festival last year. And not only that, it's been using for money from my beginning of my career. It has been there. And how today, because of social media, you see it very big way. Like somebody made it, and because as I told you, it is all connected in a
Connect.
big way. So that has been going on big way, and like artists are making jewelry, designing jewelry. Some fashion designer is making jewelry. It's not the only jewelers are doing that. So it has always been there, but it is now you always see in your hand that this is happening, that somebody has done this. So it has been there big way.
Parishta, talking about this art and field of artistry, especially in Calcutta, there is a huge group of artists come every year. All the young artists, they come every year. But there are hardly in millions one become Paresh Maity. There are hardly in millions. But most of them, they remain very in a low profile, and sometimes they do the art in streets. It's very sad to see that, and they might be very good, but they do not get opportunity. So Parishda, have you thought that about this Indian art, because you are a maestro and you are a name and you are, I can see, a one flag bearer. So how you would like to do something for this artisans?
See, today's time, even earlier it was, India, we have artists in every corner of a street and village. We have artists, everywhere, in small villages, in small places, artists are there. Yes, you are right that it is not that only in Bengal, that there are everywhere. Uh, there are a lot of, up and coming and emerging artists are there. The art praxis is going on big way. And the question is exposure. What you said, the opportunity, the exposure.
Exposure.
Exposure is not there that much. But let me tell you, even the artists from here, lot of them you may not know, may not, they are doing very well in today's time because the opportunity today it is there, which was not there earlier. It was not there. But yes,
Might be because of the social media and
not
things like
social
that.
media, because as you know, art is always socio-political and economical thing. So I'm sure, I'm very optimistic that I do try to, involve the artists from here every time, even at this moment, like 4 or 5 artists, younger artists, because I know they are very talented. I pick them up and I do large sculpture installation. I do it here.
Oh.
So they get also, they are involved also, throughout the year, besides their own creation. And they are also learning, they are also, I take them wherever it is exhibiting in India Art Fair, in Delhi, or Art Mumbai in Bombay. They travel, they see the art. So I try to do, and sometimes also I do workshop. As you said, in art galleries during my exhibition, whenever I have my exhibitions here, either in Birla Academy premises or in Sima Gallery, or even I go to schools to interact with the school children.
That's so nice.
Yes, yes, I do. And I'm very optimistic. I'm sure that very soon that they will be really buzzing and doing very well. And they are doing well actually.
Do you think when you were growing up as an artist and have you ever faced plagiarism? That is
What?
that is plagiarism. It's like it's your art, but some artists have used your art in their name or something like that when you were growing up, and which used to happen, especially big artists used to do for the younger artists.
During our college here in Government Art College, even in, I studied also in College of Art in Delhi.
In Delhi, yes.
So there were like classmates. They would say that, hey, hamara bhi kuch kar do na thoda. So that was there. Just show
No,
it to
I'm
me.
talking about this, like might be that person is a name and you are a younger artist and they just take your and just a sign and
No,
sells it off in
I
a
haven't
big
seen that kind of thing.
that
Never.
kind
I haven't seen. I never come across with that kind of thing. But yes, there were students that, hey, just show me, আমাকে একটু দেখিয়ে দাও. And maybe that other, even Delhi College of Art, they said, Are show me now this, I can't do the leg or I can't do the hand. But doing hand and leg can be complicated drawing. That I know, but I haven't seen this.
This
particular
plagiarism,
person. No, no,
whatever.
no.
Okay, that is amazing. So, Parishda, I really wanted to know that before getting so many awards, I know the struggle was not very easy because you were from a very middle class, humbled background. You paved your way through it. Till anyone, how it started, how the journey from your college started till you got an award, or you were always a topper of your college. So what was the journey? It was a journey who helped you, someone was there to help you out, or it was your alone journey and the struggle which happened?
See, my journey was a novel and a drama. You'll surprised to know when I got admission in Government College of Art and Craft, Chorongi in Calcutta. I used to travel every day 200 kilometers, 8 hours. And those days, I'm talking about 1983 to 19 89, 6 years, it was very difficult. These days roads are better, communication is much better, you have a phone. 8 hours I used to travel every day, coming and going 4 hours each way. I was never late, I was never absent in the college. So it was very, very tough and very, very difficult, my thing. Even if you're talking about the struggle, see, for an artist, now the struggle is always there. Because remember, tomorrow or today, if I'm doing a painting and any piece of art or a sculpture or installation, that is never there before. So what I am doing today, it will be the first invention to this universe. So you get, sometimes artists get confused, they get lost. Are what to do, what not to do. So that struggle, mental struggle is always there. It is
True.
not just, you are a doctor, let me tell you. Long time back, I met a doctor in London, very famous heart specialist. He's still there. I met him in Cannes last year. One day in a dinner, I met him. I said, Doctor, you are so famous. And he was very fond of art. The place the dinner was there were a lot of my paintings. And he said, listen, we follow a rule. Artists, they don't follow a rule. You do
Absolutely.
everything different every day, every
Every
moment.
moment.
But we do every day same thing.
Absolutely.
So the struggle is always there with us. We try to create something new. Now I'm thinking to create a painting of 40 feet painting of Dal Lake.
Wow.
So I'm just 40
That's
feet painting of
amazing.
8 by 40 feet painting of Dal Lake.
Wow.
One painting. So I'm thinking how to do, what way to approach. And especially when you are doing a large painting, you get lost in front of that such big canvas. You don't know from left to right what is going to happen, from where to start, where to finish. So the struggle is always there. Not only yes, I always believe that the struggle for existence has to be there to reach in some point.
True.
I would not say the goal, because I can't think that I have reached the goal till today.
uh, Knowing you was really a discovery, to tell you truth. When first I saw you almost like 5 6 years back, and every time it's a new thing, it's a new chapter which I'm unfolding, and I'm knowing you, because every time a new art form, a new discovery of art I get to see from you. And I remember when we met, you also kept inspiring me. You had sent a box of all paint brushes and paints and canvas rolls, just to inspire me that you keep painting. That is so wonderful.
I
And
always believe that. Why not? Because we didn't get all this. It is always important that if you can give little light to somebody, what's wrong with that? So I always believe this, and I always try as much as possible, which I can do.
that
I try to
gesture
do.
was, it's like it will be there till my grave. So that gesture is something which has really, really made me like sit in awe that such a big artist and he is sending me those things, that you do not stop. You do not stop.
No, it is always good to encourage and support. I always believe in that.
And I really wanted to know one thing, that your paintings are in most of the museum, and I feel I put my collar up that Britishers ruled us so many years, and you ruled London Museum. Your paintings are over there, and people over there, they go just to see your paintings, and your paintings are there in most of the maximum museum around the globe. That isn't so amazing thing. So what was your feeling when your first painting was there in the London
Yeah,
Museum?
the
Being an Indian, being
British
a
Museum got my painting when I was a student here.
Wow.
But today that, remember, they say the dunya goal hai. But you go to UK, all the richest people are Indians in UK.
Yeah.
All the big places owned by Indians. You know, see, it's not, so Indians are today very, very big. India is big in a
Big.
global platform today. That is not that earlier, it is a, you, I was in out of France, one of the world's biggest golf course in Mougins, where Picasso lived last 12 years of his life in a chapel. Unbelievable, beautiful golf course. I was there last year during the Cannes Film Festival. I could not believe that golf course owned by an Indian. So it is such interesting thing today.
Yes, it is.
So uh, not only me, there are many artists, and from India, there are artists in a global museum taking, and India is art is taking global platform in the world today, and becoming very, very big.
But it is a very interesting thing that not only in the art form but also in the business prospect,
Yes, yes.
because the valuation, a possession of a art of yours or a Hussein or anyone, be the Indian artist, be Jogenda or anyone, Bikashda, anyone, it's more than crores, and every year, every day, the valuation is increasing.
Because I would say, of course, it is doing very, very well, taking global platform. If you see the, let's say, US, the biggest company CEO or the big people are all Indians. Big doctors are Indian, not only America, UK. You see, big people, they're all Indians. But we have that talent, we have that patience, we have that power of, and we are very rooted. We have very strong culture, goes back 5,000 years old. We are not just today something, not a 300 or 400 years old something. We are very old history, old culture, tradition, values. We have everything, So that's why Indian art is also taking on its global platform, selling it. Yes, compared to the other art, may not be, but as I said, that Indian art is very, contemporary art is very young. Just wait few years and see.
True.
I'm very optimistic.
So it was very, very inspiring talking to you, Parisda. So today we are privileged that you are over here and you keep inspiring young artists, and you are an icon in artistry. So you are actually the name and the pride of Bengal. You are the pride of Bengal and you always will be. So I know, Parishda, every now and then you keep visiting Calcutta and keep visiting and give us the beautiful, exhibitions so that we can see. And you are, I think, studying you is studying art by itself. So every page you flip of Paresh Maity is an art. So thank you so much, Parishda.
It's a great pleasure to be here and talking to you, Dr. Moon. Really, I spoke from my heart. It was wonderful to interact with you, that you could ask very interesting questions. Hopefully, everybody will enjoy this. And talking about this one thing, I will add. When I was studying in Government College of Art and Craft, there were not many books of watercolors. Comprehensive book, I would say.
Yes.
We used to go to the United States Information Service, their library, or British Council library, to see some turners or some pages. So from that very day, I had the vision to really create the most comprehensive watercolor book in the world. So a few years back, I have created a book called World of Watercolors. It's about 400 pages. 40 years of my journey into the world of watercolors I created. What is that book? Those exhibition will be not there. Those paintings you may not see, but the moment you see that book, you can see the journey, the life, and the history of that artist. So those I'm trying to do and giving those books to everybody, to library and people, that the next generation, the legacy can go into
I
a
got
different
one from
generation.
you just now.
Yes.
That's
So
a privilege.
that's because you may not be able to see the exhibition.
Yes.
It will not be there in after a month, but it is documented.
Documented.
It is a library.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much,
Thank you. It's a
Paresh.
great pleasure
It's a
again
great
talking
pleasure.
to Dr. Moon, you, and fantastic.
Thank
and
you.
wish you all the best for
Thank
your
you. Thank you.
podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, everyone, thank you so much. And this is Dr. Moon signing off from my podcast as for now. And see you again with someone great personality. Thank you so much.